Hello, good morning students. I'm back again, still dealing with the different types of resources. And today we shall study about another important resource, that is water. We studied about soil the other day, how important soil is, and without soil, without land, how impossible for life to exist on this earth, and so we saw. And another important resource, natural resource, that is water, and without which we can't survive again. So the water is so precious, and therefore we need to preserve it, we need to conserve it, we need to use it very carefully. Otherwise the water will become impure and it will not be able to satisfy our needs. Water may be there, we may not be able to destroy the water, but we can spoil the water, we can make it dirty, we can make it unusable water. Then it will be same as not having water. So we should take care and we should produce the best result with regard to preserving water. So let us follow the textbook, page number 15. Page number 15. Water. So water is a vital renewable resource of the nature. So from that itself we can get to know a lot about water. Water is a what kind of resource? Renewable resource. Then it is a natural resource, and it is said that 3/4 of the water of the earth is water. 3/4. Water is 3/4 of the earth. Then only 1/4 is land. So this is water and this is land. So land is only 1/4 of the earth, and 3/4 of the earth is filled with water. So much of water is there, but we cannot use. All the water is not useful. Therefore, like example, like sea water, it is salty, and therefore we cannot use it for drinking or bathing or cooking and so on. So it is not useful for us. What we can use is fresh water from the river, from the lakes, and from the groundwater and so on. So since this 3/4 of the earth is water, we can also say our planet Earth is a watery planet. We can call it water planet. So very often we call it land. The land is so less, but water is more. Therefore, if you call the earth as a water planet, it will not be wrong at all, because 3/4, that means 75% of the earth is filled with water. Therefore, we can rightly say our earth is what kind of planet? Water planet. Then it was in the primitive oceans that life began almost 3.5 billion years back. So the scientists say that the life began in the ocean first. So what is there in the ocean? Water, isn't it? So the first elements of life appeared in the ocean. That is what scientists say. And not few years ago, but billions of years ago. 3.5 billion years ago, life appeared in the ocean. That is what the scientists tell us. And even today, the oceans cover 2/3 of the earth's surface and support a rich variety of plant and animal life. So if you take ocean alone, 2/3 of the earth is covered with what? Covered with ocean. So if you take, how many oceans we have? We have Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Antarctic Ocean, and so on. So if you take only oceans, how much part of the earth is covering by these oceans? The oceans are covering 2/3. 2/3. That is ocean. Ocean alone. Other water sources we are not including, like rivers, lakes, and so not included. If you include rivers and lakes and everything, then it will be 3/4. If you take the ocean, it is 2/3 of the earth is covered with oceans. And it is supporting a rich variety of plant and animal life. So this ocean, inside the ocean, lot of animals are there, like blue whales and other animals are there, fish and variety of fish are there, variety of sea animals are there. It is supported by the ocean, and also a lot of plants are there. It may be growing under the ocean, in the bottom of the ocean. Lot of small plants may be growing there. So the ocean, though it is salty, it is still supporting life, not human life but animal life and the plant life. Then the ocean water is however saline. So ocean water is saline. Saline means salty water and not fit for human consumption. So since it is filled with salt, this salty water, we cannot use it for drinking or for cooking or for taking bath and so on. It is not good for us. And fresh water accounts for only about 2.7%. So out of this total water that is found on the earth, how much is fresh water? Just 2.7%. 2.7% is the fresh water. The fresh water that is found in the rivers, in the wells, in the ponds, in the lakes maybe, or in the groundwater and so on. So very little, only 0.2, not even 3%, just 2.7% of the total water is fresh water, which is good for human beings. Nearly 70% of this occurs as ice sheets and glaciers in Antarctica, Greenland and mountain regions. We said just 2.7% of water is fresh, and out of this total water, the total fresh water, 70% of the fresh water, that means almost 3/4, almost 70%, 3/4, it is found in places where the earth is covered with ice, like Antarctica and so on. So it is in like ice sheets, so big piece of ice covering the whole area. On Himalaya, Mount Everest, and so we will find always covered with ice. So the ice is fresh water. So we have no access to that. It is far away. No? Then also we will find places like Antarctica, in the polar region, very cold. They get sunshine only after 6 months or so. So otherwise they don't get sunlight every day. So we are so fortunate that we have sunlight every day, but they do not get it. Then Greenland, that is also in the polar regions, and the mountain regions like Himalaya and so on. So ice sheets, almost 70% of the fresh water we will find in the form of ice. So we cannot go and carry in the bucket. We have to wait for it to melt. So most of the river waters originating from coming from the mountain, they are the melting of the ice. They are providing water throughout the year. When it is raining season, there will be rainwater, and when there is no rain also, these mountain rivers will have water. That is by melting of the ice. So the river waters are always fresh water. and due to their location they are inaccessible. So we cannot go and bring water from the Himalayan mountains, or we cannot go and bring water from the polar regions. It is too far away and not accessible to us. And only 1% of the fresh water is available and fit for human use. So 70% we said it is in the mountains and the polar regions in the form of ice sheets. And what is available to us, what is near to us, the fresh water is only just 1%. Only just 1% of the fresh water is available to us. So we can imagine the earth is full of water, but the water is not useful for us because it is saline, or some of the water is not near to us, it is far away in the form of ice. Therefore that also is not useful for us, or we cannot make use of it. Therefore the only water that is available to us is the river water or the well water, the underground water and so on, and that is only just 1%, and therefore we need to take care of this water very much, otherwise we are going to suffer. And it is found as groundwater. So this 1% of the fresh water, where is it found? It is found as a groundwater or surface water. Groundwater means under the ground, surface water means on top of the earth, in the pond, in the well and so on. Then in the rivers, river is also surface water, and lakes is also surface water. So it is underground water and surface water. And as water vapor in the atmosphere, and some fresh water we will find in the atmosphere as a water vapor. So we get rain because there is water vapor in the air. So it gets condensed and then falls down as a rain. Then we call it precipitation. So precipitation means water is going up, and precipitation means it is coming down as a rain. So if there is no water in the cloud, then we cannot have rainwater. So rainwater is also fresh water. And fresh water is therefore the most precious substance on this earth. You can underline. What is the most precious substance on this earth? It is a fresh water, because only just 1% of the fresh water is accessible to us. Water can neither be added nor subtracted from the earth. So we cannot add the water or we cannot reduce the water. The water level will remain same. Only what happens is water can change from good water into dirty water, spoiled water. So that is what is happening now. Lot of waste things are put in the fresh water. The fresh water is made as dirty water. So that is what happened. We cannot, the total amount of water remains same. But if you are not careful, that 1% of the fresh water also will be reduced and it will become dirty land, waste water and so on. Then its total volume remains constant. The total amount of water is remaining constant, not changing, not increasing and not decreasing. Then its abundance only seems to vary because it is in constant motion, cycling through the oceans, the air, the land and back again through the process of evaporation, precipitation and runoff. So we say the water cannot be increased, it will remain constant. But sometimes we find scarcity of water, especially in the dry season, the April, May, we find the water sources are dry and we have to go far away searching for water. And so why is it? We say water cannot be increased or reduced. Then why we find water is less in some times? So it is because water is in constant motion. Water is constant motion. Motion means moving. Water is not remaining in one place. It is going on moving. Or we can say there is a cycle. There is a cycle. So we get water from the rain. That is called, what is it called? It is called precipitation. Precipitation means the water is coming down. The rainwater is coming down. That is called precipitation. Then it will come and it will go down to the earth and it will reach the water source, and finally it will go to the river, and river water will go to the sea, and so on. Then what happens to the sea water? The sea water and the other water body, the water from the other bodies like a river, lakes, and so, it is evaporating. It will go to the air. Then it will get condensed. Afterwards it will come down again as a rain. So water is constantly moving around, making cycle. That's why sometimes we feel the water is not there or water is less. Actually, the amount of water remains same. It may not be in front of us, but it may be in some other place. It is there on the earth in some form. At least it will be there in the atmosphere in the form of water vapors. And so when it is condensed, it is falling down as a rain, and that is called precipitation. So the water, the total amount of water remains the same. We cannot destroy this water. Then this you already know is referred to as water cycle. So this movement, constant movement of the water, it is known as water cycle. That is going up as evaporation, then coming down as precipitation, again it will reach up to the sea, river, lakes, again it will evaporate, go to the atmosphere, again it will come down as precipitation, as a rain. So it is going on moving in a cycle, moving round. That is called water cycle. Then there is a few general knowledge are there which is very precious. We can see in this column. So what does it say? It says in 1975 the consumption of water for human use was 3,850 cubic for year. So in 1 year, one person used to use 3,850 cubic kilo of cubic km per year. So that was in 1975. But when it reached 2000, that is after 25 years, the water use was thoroughly increased. So then the person is using more than 6,000 CUKM from year, cubic km for 1 year. So before it was just 3,850. After 25 years, the use of water is increased. It has reached more than 6,000. So we said the amount of water is not increasing, but the use of water is more. Human beings are using more water. Therefore, we need to be very careful. We need to take care of our water sources. Otherwise, afterwards we are going to suffer. The earth will be full of water, but we will not be able to find good water. So, if it is going to happen like that, then we human beings alone will be responsible. No one else will be responsible. Then there is again one more column is there. A dripping tap wastes 1,200 liters of water in a year. You might have seen water taps not closed very tight, and drop by drop water will be falling down. So if you don't close that tap nicely, tightly, drop by drop it will be falling. And if one whole year the tap is allowing the water to drip drop by drop, then we will be losing 1,200 liters of water 1 year from one tap. So imagine if so many taps are there in our country, and everywhere if the people are not careful, allowing the water to go drop by drop, then how many thousand liters of water will be lost. So that is a reminder to us that we need to take care of our water sources. Otherwise we are going to suffer greatly. Then humans use huge amounts of water not only for drinking and washing but also in the process of production. So we said early the use of water was only 3,850 for 1 year for one person, but now it has increased to 6,000 plus, because human beings are not only just using water for drinking and washing, but we are also using it for production. So many things are produced using the water in the factories. For example, so many soft drinks are there, beverages are there, drinks. So they all need water. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all these soft drinks, they use water. And what they are putting color and putting in the bottle and bringing to the market, it is pure water mixed with little sweet ingredients and little essence, that's all. And they charge highly by selling the water, changing the color, and we are buying and we enjoying it. Actually it is only water mixed with certain essence and some sugar. There is no vitamins, there is no element that is good for health at all, but we go on buying and drinking it, buying for a very costly price, high price, and they use a lot of water, especially the groundwater they use. Then water for agriculture also we use now. Earlier there was no irrigation facility, now irrigation facility is available, therefore we use a lot of water for irrigation, for agriculture, for industry, for producing things in the factory, then for generating electricity. Most of the electricity that we use now is coming from water. Then increasing population, rising demands for food and cash crops, increasing urbanization, and rising standards of living are the major factors leading to the shortages in supply of fresh water, either due to drying up of water sources or water pollution. We can underline that sentence. What is the reason why the water is becoming short? There is a shortage of water. Why? It is because of increasing of population. The population is increasing, people need more and more water. As the population is increasing, more water is required, because more people means they need more water. Then rising demands for food and cash crops. So as the population is increasing, we need to give not only water to the people to drink, we also need to give them something to eat. So food production also should increase. We have to cultivate more. So in order to cultivate more, what we need? We need to cultivate 2 times, 3 times in the land, and we need to use irrigation water. So water is required again. Then urbanization is increasing. Town, more and more people are moving to the town. They are trying to settle in town because they like town more. So urbanization is increasing, and in the urban there is people need a lot of water. They need to use for different purposes, and also there is rising standards of living. So all the times people were living in the huts. They may take bath or may not take bath. They may wash clothes or may not wash clothes. So they were not bothered at all because they were living in the villages. But now people have moved to urban cities, and they like to dress nicely, take bath nicely, and so therefore they need more water. Not like the olden times, but comparing to the olden times, the present day people need more water because of the standard of life is increasing. People like to be smart, people like to dress nicely, take bath nicely, and so on. Therefore they need more water. Then all these are because of all these purposes, or because of all these needs, we go on using more and more water, and as a result the water sources are drying up, because the water is not going down under the earth. It is just going down to the river and it will reach to the sea. So if it is going down to the earth, then the water level will remain same. We may be taking out water from the borewell, and again when the rain comes, water will go down to the earth and finally it will reach the borewell and we can take out again and again. But if it is not going down under the earth, it is just going on top of the soil and reaching to the river and to the sea, then the water level at the ground, it will become less and less, and in the borewell it will become dry after some time. So we need to be careful. So this is nature's gift for us, God's gift for us. Therefore we need to take care with the maximum care. We should not waste the water. We should not pollute the water, but we must take maximum care. Even if in our area there is plenty of water, we need to remember there are some people who are struggling for water. They have to walk miles and miles to carry one bucket of water or one pot of water. So when we think about their sufferings, we should also be concerned about them. We should not dirty the water, pollute the water, or waste the water. We must use it very meticulously. We must use it very sparingly, without wasting, and use only what is needed for us. That way we will be doing a great service, a great charity to the humanity and to the earth as well. So we shall wind up for today, and the next class we will study again about what are the problems that we are facing with regard to water and so on. So till we meet, bye.